Hello, everybody. My name is Amir Uranli, and I'm here to talk about today the hidden cost of the soccer schedule, why fixture reform can't wait. Let's start by talking about the demands on today's soccer players. Professional soccer players are expected to perform at the highest level multiple times each week with insufficient time to fully recover between matches. The modern soccer calendar demands constant physical output, with athletes required to juggle club responsibilities, international duties, and training sessions without meaningful rest. These pressures have contributed to a rise in injuries, particularly non-contact ones, despite advances in sports science. In past decades, professional players typically competed in fewer matches per year, with longer off-seasons and fewer international obligations. However, soccer's global popularity has driven governing bodies and club owners to add more fixtures, international tournaments, and commercial events. The UEFA Nations League, FIFA Club World Cup expansion, and an increased number of preseason tours are just a few examples of how the calendar has been packed with additional obligations. While these competitions offer economic benefits, they come at a cost to player health, placing profit above physical sustainability. Here I've shown just a couple of the recent advancements and extra fixture congestion added over the years, which is the Club World Cup expansion, expanding from only the champions of each um, federation's club competition into a big kind of real World Cup for club teams. The UEFA Nations League, which was implemented, I think, around 2018 or 2019, as well as the Champions League expansion, which expanded it to multiple teams, more games, and more strain on players. Although innovations in recovery technology and athletic training have emerged, research shows that players are still experiencing significant physical breakdowns. According to Dr. Jan Ekstrand, a leading sports medicine researcher affiliated with UEFA's medical committee, congested match calendars are associated with a higher risk of match injuries, particularly muscle injuries. This increase is not anecdotal. The FIFPro Global Player Study, an organization that consists of all professional players in the world, published by the International Players Union, reinforces this conclusion by noting that the cumulative effect of match overload is leaving players mentally and physically exhausted. Supporting this, a peer-reviewed study by Dr. Gregory Dupont, published in the American Journal of Sports Medicine, states that match frequency with recovery periods shorter than 72 hours, 3 days, significantly increases the risk of muscle injuries. Together, these findings confirm that increased match congestion directly correlates with higher injury rates, regardless of technological progress in athlete care. Over here, there's a chart that I included that shows the minimum and maximum number of games that could be played for each league. And as you can see, multiple leagues have at least 60 games played for the top teams. This is way too much, and there's definitely not enough time for recovery. In addition to the matches themselves, training routines without structured recovery exacerbate injury risk. According to Dr. Tim Gavitt, a renowned sports scientist specializing in injury prevention, excessive and rapid increases in training loads are likely responsible for a large proportion of non-contact soft tissue injuries. These injuries often occur when players undergo sudden increases in workload without adequate preparation. Moreover, research by Dr. Brink, published in the Journal of Sports Sciences, emphasizes that even youth athletes are suffering from excessive schedules. Brink's findings indicate that increased training and match loads in youth players correlated with a greater incidence of overuse injuries, highlighting that the problem spans all age groups. Additional evidence from Dr. Carl Woods and his colleagues in sports medicine points out that fatigue-related impairments in movement control increase the likelihood of non-contact injury during high-intensity sporting actions. These results show that injury risk is not only a function of the number of games, but also of the cumulative physical and neurological fatigue produced by relentless training schedules. This pattern is not just present at the professional level, but is also clearly visible in academy and amateur soccer environments, including those in North Carolina. In North Carolina, the issue of fixture congestion and its impact on soccer players is especially important. A study conducted by the NC Youth Soccer Association revealed that players with a history of injuries are at a significantly higher risk of subsequent injuries, with those having one prior injury facing a twofold increase in risk, and those with multiple prior injuries facing a threefold increase. This data underscores the importance of adequate recovery time between matches to prevent the compounding of injuries, particularly in youth and amateur environments, where medical resources are more limited. Furthermore, research from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro highlights the value of monitoring training loads to prevent injuries. The study emphasized that subjective measures, such as players' perceived exertion, can be effective indicators of training load and potential injury risk. Implementing such monitoring systems at the local level could aid coaches and trainers in making informed decisions about player workload, thereby reducing the risk of injury due to overtraining and insufficient recovery. Global trends, global toll. The lack of recovery time available to players is not only a local issue, but one that affects both professional and amateur players worldwide. The FIFPro At the Limit Workload report warns that a significant number of professional players are operating under unsustainable match loads without adequate recovery periods. Many elite players are subjected to over 60 matches per year with minimal time off. Moreover, recovery is disrupted by travel demands and inconsistent sleep schedules. According to a study conducted by Dr. Matteo Nedelec and published in the International Journal of Sports Physiology and Performance, disturbances in sleep quantity and quality following late matches or travel impairs muscle recovery and overall readiness. These physiological limitations, often overlooked by calendar planners, significantly reduce players' ability to repair and prepare between performances. This leads us to first-hand frustration. Even athletes themselves have voiced concerns about the unsustainable demands placed upon them. In an interview with The Guardian, legendary German midfielder Toni Kroos remarked, "At the end of the day, we players are simply the puppets of FIFA and UEFA." Similarly, the Belgian superstar Kevin De Bruyne stated, "Nobody listens to the players about the schedule." These testimonials reinforce what scientific research has already demonstrated. Modern scheduling practices disregard the limits of the human body. Opposing perspectives argue that modern athletes are better equipped to handle such demands due to improvements in medical technology. FIFA, in its official statement regarding competition expansion, asserted that advances in sports science, medicine, and athlete management ensure that modern players are better equipped for demanding schedules. While wearable trackers, cryotherapy, and personalized recovery software has become common in elite clubs, these tools are designed to monitor and manage stress, not eliminate it entirely. The human body still requires biological recovery time, including deep sleep, muscle repair, mental reset, none of which can be bypassed by technology. Furthermore, studies, such as those conducted by Dr. Ekstrand, counter this optimism. Despite access to advanced recovery techniques, the same research indicates that fixture congestion remains a critical predictor of injury incidence, proving that technology cannot substitute for basic physiological rest. The governing bodies of soccer must reconsider the structure of the professional calendar. Reforms should include limiting the number of competitive fixtures, mandating minimum rest periods between matches, and ensuring that training schedules prioritize recovery alongside performance. Rather than stretching athletes to their breaking point, the sport must move towards sustainable workload management grounded in medical science and player welfare. Only through such reforms can soccer preserve both the longevity and health of its most valuable participants, the players themselves. Governing bodies such as UEFA and FIFA must also consult directly with players and FIFPro as well as medical experts when revising future schedules. Transparent dialogue, Collaborative planning and data-informed workload monitoring should become the standard. Protecting athletes is not just a health issue, it is essential for the long-term quality and integrity of the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and leave a comment down below saying your views regarding this situation. Ultimately, I think it's something that is moving in the direction kind of against the players as matches become more congested. The schedule gets more and more filled with random filler games, friendlies, and international tournaments. But ultimately, the only way to make change is to let your voice be heard. Thank you again, and I really appreciate it.